Hey, what's up, guys? It's Bound Enriquez, your host of Artistic Visions, the show where we like to go in-depth with young artists at OCAD, talk about their art, what they like to talk about in their art, and what they would like to talk about in their art. Today's episode, I got a very special guest, Audge. How's it going?
Wow, great.
Yeah.
So exciting.
I'm excited to have you on, and you know what? Let's just go into it. Who are you, and what kind of art do you usually make?
I mean, I'm Audge. I've been introduced. Yeah, I do a lot of charcoal-based stuff, oil pastel, all that sort of jazz. I love painting, but talking-wise, I like to talk about a lot of my emotions with my art, and a lot of my sadness too, and how I process things that have happened in my life or how I'm feeling in my life.
For sure. And you know, let's actually just move into your pieces right here.
Yeah.
Your first one that we have here, Boyhood.
Yeah.
What would you like to say in this piece?
Well, this one, it's of my brother. When I went on a vacation, I think for March break or something, I just took a picture on my camera, and I was making it for my portfolio specifically. And I didn't really think about much of it at the time, but it's become a really sentimental piece for me because, I mean, when I was making this, I was just getting out of high school, and he was just entering high school, so it's also a crossover now because he's now in grade 11 and I'm in my third year, and he looks so much different than this. He's grown. He he has hair everywhere. He's gross. He's a teenage boy, and I like to look back at this one because it's super sentimental because I miss my little brother, and he still is, but he's just grown now, and it's different and it's weird, and I'm not used to it yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I like how you talked about that because it is a weird cycle that you see, especially as someone who's I'm an older brother. I'm the oldest.
Okay, you have siblings.
So I have two other siblings, and I'm seeing them, and just even imagining them in university. I'm oh, what the hell?
Right.
You should be waiting.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be here yet. What are you talking about?
But yeah, no, talking about siblings, because it's so weird because you have those moments where it's you fight. You hate each other, right. You want to kill each other, but there's moments where it's you look back on things and you such fond memories of how it was back then and stuff, and the nostalgia, I guess, about it.
Yeah,
so
how different it is now too. It's just everything's changing, and I'm not really ready for it, and it just is sentimental to look back on.
No, but let's talk about the piece here really quick because I really love just this image in general. You said you took a picture of it, but it's so perfect how the blues of the jacket kind of mesh into the sky a little bit, and just kind of gives that almost camouflage to your brother. And also just I love how the branches are also just it's over
looming
over looming over your subject here, and it's just a nice image where it's comforting. You have a nice blue and these branches over, and it just I don't know, it just gives a warm feeling where it's I can see why he might be comfortable in this position.
Yeah. Well, it was on one of those trees that are washed up from the lake. You know what I'm talking about? It was one of the really big ones. This was in Myrtle, I think it was Myrtle Beach or something.
Okay.
So when they have the dead trees, I don't know what they call it, but the dead trees that float onto the sand and all that, he climbed up on one of those.
I see. Driftwood.
Driftwood, yeah. It was huge. It was crazy. Sorry, that was so hard for me.
No, I was even going through my head just thinking about the wood, but I think this is an amazing piece. It's beautiful, and let's actually move on to your next piece because I think this is also
let's get this out of the way.
Sentimental as well, though.
Oh yeah.
So our next piece here, we have Georgia Peach, and you already talked about it with me before, but I would love to hear again. What is this about?
Yeah, so this is my first dog that I ever had. We rescued her. Her name was Georgia Peach, obviously. I just think it's such a cute little ring to it because, the peaches in Georgia Peach, whatever. Anyways, this is also my first colored oil painting. So that's also why it's partially special. She passed away from cancer, so we had to put her down, and it sucked because I loved her so much. But I just kind of wanted to immortalize her. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
By creating a piece about her. I just remember I was I couldn't sleep, and like I couldn't stop thinking about her because I missed her. And like, yeah, I just like took out my paints and my canvas, and I got to work at like 3 a.m. on her eyes, and then I slowly moved outward. And yeah, I did not know much about oil painting at this time, so like I didn't use any for any of the other artists out there who are watching this, I didn't use any linseed oil or anything like that, so I didn't make the paint any thinner. So all the strokes that you're seeing are just like straight paint, and there's no like mixed like oils in there to make it like a little bit thinner. So they were all really thick strokes.
Oh, wow.
Each individual stroke was just like, I did everything like individually, because this is my first like animal piece I think I did too. I had never painted an animal before, let alone like one that I like knew myself. So I like really wanted it to be super specific, especially in the eyes. So yeah, she took a hot minute. That took like 3 years to complete, just because.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was on and off.
Yeah,
also, I like was not always doing it, but yeah, that was my first oil piece, so it was pretty special.
I mean, but you're saying like it took you a while, but this is one of your first pieces that you're saying, with the oil painting, but also another piece that was, like you said, of a subject that you knew very dearly, I guess, to you.
Yeah, I had to get it right.
So yeah, exactly. There's those moments where it's like, oh, this is not right. I gotta redo this and whatnot. But you know, just looking at it, I'm not gonna lie. When I looked at it, I was like, why did they put a photo in their portfolio? But I'm like, oh wait, no, that's a whole painting. Like the amount of detail and like the eyes as well, like how you captured the eyes. It's so like, you know, it has like that perfect puppy dog eye look to it.
She wanted food. That's what it was from. It was Thanksgiving. She wanted a piece of pumpkin pie. That's what was behind the camera.
Oh, I see. You just
like. I was just staying. I was like, come on, right here. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I got a good one. But yeah, the eyes were the most important to me.
Yeah, no,
and I think it turned out well.
Yeah, no, I think it turned out amazing, and just like even the folds and the wrinkles on the dog, like it's just absolutely how detailed it is. It's insane to me, and like to think, because this is stuff that you, like you said to me, that you included in your portfolio, so you like have this crazy amount of potential already, like just from the get-go. So like just seeing this right off the bat like is so impressive, and it's honestly really amazing to see. So
thanks.
Yeah, let's move on to my next question. However, what kind of messages do you usually touch on in your pieces?
I don't know if I necessarily have a message, but I have a lot of inspiration behind it. Like my, depression for a while was one of my biggest influences on my work. I think the messages that I was trying to send at that time were just like, help. It was just me trying to reach out for help a lot of the time, and art was the best way I could express that, even if other people weren't understanding or getting the message. And then with something like this, like these two pieces, they were just super sentimental, and just how I keep the memory of something super important to me alive. I've tried to touch on, I did a couple pieces at OCAD about global warming and like the future of our planet if things keep moving the way they're going. But I wish I had more of a message behind all of my pieces, but they all kind of have to do with like either overcoming my depression, because I'm much better now, or like when I was in that, and how I was like struggling, which isn't like always the best, because I feel like I can only create really important art to me when I'm extremely like depressed, which is not great. But yeah, that's how I'm just trying to find my way into creating art that doesn't have to do with this sadness, because I'm not sad anymore, which is great, but it means less art pieces are being like pushed out of me. So yeah, of course, to just find that new motivator. Find a new motivation, of new inspiration, a new message to send. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, and I would like to move on to my next question. Who or what has inspired you in the arts, either with your pieces or just in general, like who you are as a person?
I think my family is like number one. And like the people closest to me, they inspire my art. They encourage me to do my art. They encourage me to pursue art. So they come first with that. I have a lot of different pieces, actually, paintings of my family members. just because they are my inspiration, and I want to do them proud. And then the only other really inspiration that I have, other than like sentimental pieces, is like the sadder pieces, or like my inner like emotions, like deeper emotions I want to like put out there and share with people. I think that's my inspiration, is my emotions.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I actually really what's the word? I guess I agree. No. I relate to that sentiment. I relate to that sentiment of like trying to put out your emotions into your work, because like I think, in a society, it's almost like, oh, it's weird if you're angry or sad, and if it's kind of weird that you're not showing happiness all the time, like even though you can't always be happy. Like it's a really hard thing to achieve, and like to get there is just a whole nother journey, like to actually understand who you are as a person, like what you want as a person. It's so many different things.
To convey that happiness. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so hard. Ugh.
It's a difficult emotion to like always have, because you can always like experience it in like little bursts, but it's never
constant.
Never
enough to make like a piece of artwork. I feel like I feel like it's so much easier to make a piece that's negative. I don't know. I feel like a lot of artists probably feel that than a positive one, but I think that's what I really want to work on in my world of art.
Yeah, no, 100%, I agree. And I would like to move on to the final question of the interview, sadly. How has OCAD helped you with creating art?
I think it was good for when I didn't know what to create, and they gave me that outline of this is the assignment, whatever. But it pushed me to create new things, but it wasn't necessarily things that I was proud of as an artist, or things that I connected with. So it was they helped me make new art, which is pretty much it. But it wasn't art that I was proud of, and it wasn't art that I felt connected to and felt was my best. My skills probably have improved. I haven't done a piece in a while, but my skills improved in that time period for sure. That's what I think helped most, and just pushing new art out of me. But not much in the way of discovering my style. Yeah, that sucked. I haven't been able to discover my style. It's been like a shit show for that. So it's made me less encouraged to produce art, because I hate just being given an outline. Makes me feel like shit, because I'm like, I can't think of anything else to do. I want to come up with something on my own, but if it's not possible, it's not possible for right now.
Yeah, no, I agree that it's, especially at OCAD, where, you're always given these assignments where it's, okay, it's due this time and this time frame. As an artist, especially like when we like talking about Georgia Peach, like how you were saying, that piece took you 3 years to finish. That's not an easy piece, and like now you have this time limit, and you have this grade you have to worry about, and you have to worry about like what materials they're asking you, or what guidelines they want you to like checklist off basically. Then it's like a whole nother thing. At least it does give you that new perspective on how to approach art, right? But
I think that's like a really good thing about it. But for an artist, it's really hard for me to stay confined to like a certain time frame, and that's why I think art school, like OCAD, was a little bit more challenging for me. Like even with these two pieces, I love them, but I had to put them in for my portfolio. Like that was my portfolio pieces. If you look in the foreground, or the background, I don't know why I said the foreground, in the background of both pieces, they're not fully finished. And although I love Boyhood, I love that piece. I think I wouldn't have added any more to it anyways. I could have developed it a little bit better, but because I had to get it in for school, for the deadlines of like university and all that, it took away from like I don't want to say talent, but like the depth of the piece. And like same with Georgia, I hate the feet, and I hate the the wood. I don't hate it, but it just was more rushed because I needed it to be in the background.
You know, to an extent, like how much, like especially because you worked on it, so you know, like, oh, I could have done more.
Yeah,
with this,
I could have done more, which is like the worst part. But it's also a good thing to teach, I think, too, to like have a, you know, if you're having like a commission or something, I think that's good. But it was not. It's hard.
It's hard. It's hard. Honestly hard for those time frames to be like such a strict thing and whatnot. Yeah. So I totally understand how that is more detrimental in terms of like at least being an artist. Like it can help. Okay, it can help. I mean, in the way where, you know, again, like how you said, commission-based pieces. But like, yeah, again, in terms of finding what style or what you can do, it's a lot harder because you just have to scrap your ideas for a more simpler or like a more, I don't know, like just an easy way.
Ideal time frame type of piece.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, but thank you so much, Audrey, for coming on the show. But before I end off this episode, is there anything you'd like to plug or promote or put out there for the world to know?
It's Angel Eater, but
I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen. Type it up right here. right here. Yeah. Angel Eater. I don't post a lot on there. I'm going to try and post more. It's kind of difficult with my schedule right now because I'm not really in school, but I'm just working full time right now to post and create art. Angel Eater right here. Yeah, I don't post a lot, but I try my best to post when I can, when I have inspiration. And that's what's most important to me as an artist. So it takes time.
Takes time. Our art does take time, and it's important, especially good art like that you are proud of. You know, it's not an easy process, but again, thank you so much, Audrey, for your time.
Thanks for having me.
No,
it was fun. I like these conversations.
Yeah, no, I wish we could have gone for like 30
I was loving it. I was like, I get to talk to him. I hate interviews. I love like this. You know, we get to chat. I don't have to talk to a camera. This is lovely.
It's amazing. I like this style too, where it's just more conversational. But
podcast.
Yes, podcast type situation. But again, thank you so much for coming on the show and giving me the time of your day to.
Thanks for having me. It was awesome. It was really fun.
Awesome. And thank you for watching this episode of Artistic Visions. I cannot wait to see you guys very, very soon. Take it easy, and I hope you have a good week, weekend, or day. Bye.
Bye.